Okay. So now we're continuing science. How was science so far yesterday? Did you like the questions?
It was easy.
Alhamdulillah, ممتاز. It is, يعني it's basic principles. Okay. So let's continue with question 10. Here, there we have a scale and we have two shapes, the square and the circle, and we want to know the weight of the circle. So Nura, do you want to answer?
Yes, miss.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, one circle equals three squares. So the sum of the squares, you have to multiply it by three to find the circle. Multiply 2 by 3, 6. So the circle is 6 kilograms.
Exactly, ممتاز. So as you said here, since it's a scale, means that these three squares equal to one circle, and we know that the one equals 2 kilograms, so we're gonna do 2 times 3, which equals to 6. So this circle should equal to 6 kilograms. Excellent, ممتاز. Yeah, question 11. Yes, Abdullah.
It's going to be the lung because like when we smoke, like it does something to our breathing, and we breathe through our lungs, so it harms the lungs.
Exactly, ممتاز. So here they're asking about what is the most harmed or damaged organ by smoking. So obviously it's going to be the lung. But of course it affects all other organs. Like smoking in general is really يعني killer, a silent killer. Okay, thank you. Yeah, let's go to question 12. Yes, Fatima. You want to do question 12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When a car rushes forward too fast, the weight of the car on the ground decreases
Decreases. Excellent. Do you know why?
because it's going too fast and there's less friction.
Yeah, okay, that's correct. When it's going too fast, يعني the power of friction might be less from the ground, although there, as we said, that there is also friction from the air, and since it's going really fast, the friction force will be also as strong. But here, يعني the weight would be affected because يعني it's not يعني the air is, if you've seen like planes, the air would go from up and it's going from down also when the plane is like moving. So this happens the same thing in cars when it's moving too fast. So the air down is having an effect, so it makes it a bit lighter. So you can see that in cars that are going too fast and they hit a little bump, like normally it's not gonna fly and like fly in the air, but because it's too fast, even small changes in the ground would affect it. Okay, excellent. Yalla, question 13. Yes, Haida.
I feel like this one is really obvious. It's the southern pole.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here the question says the planet Earth is a large magnet. Its south pole represents the you say the southern pole, but actually it is the opposite. It is the North Pole. So I can show you here what I mean. So here the actually the poles, the magnetic poles of the Earth is يعني it's the opposite of the poles like that we see, يعني the northern pole and the southern pole. So you see here, this is the Earth's south pole, and here in the magnet, it's going to be north, the north pole of the magnet. And the same thing goes on the other side. It's the north pole of the Earth, but it is the south pole of the magnet. So this is a fact that you need to know or to memorize. because I actually fell into the same trap, and I also thought the answer would be Southern Pole. But yeah, we learn something new every day.
Miss, I have a question.
Yes.
Miss, so if we got a campus, or anything, okay, and then the pole started going south, it means we're going north.
It's going to say that يعني in the campus we have the north here, صح?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if it's going in the north side, the needle obviously should go in which direction? If it's going in the north side here, it's saying that it's the north of the earth, okay? It's not mentioning the north of the magnetic field of the earth, but it's the north of the earth. Like this one. It's pointing to this one. So yeah, it's going to be pointing to the southern pole, magnetic pole.
So if the compass points at north, it means we're going north, but the magnetic pole, it's the opposite.
Exactly. So it's giving us the correct direction. Yeah, we're actually realistically going north, but the mechanism behind the magnet is that it's actually going here. Like if it's going to the south and it's attracted to the south, means that this is the northern pole of the compass, and it's going to the direction of the southern pole of the earth.
Miss, last thing.
Yeah.
If, for example, the pole went to the western, to the west side. Since we're in the eastern magnetic thing.
Yeah, so in the magnets, we only deal with two sides, the southern and the northern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the east and west, they are more of directions on Earth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. ممتاز. يلا, let's go to the next question. Question 14. Abdullah, do you want to answer question 14?
Yes.
Yeah.
The larger the size of the celestial body, the more attractive it is, so we can say the following. So when A said the gravity of the moon is greater than the gravity of Venus and less than the gravity of Earth, well, it's wrong because I think Venus is bigger than the moon, I think.
Yeah, so here we're saying that it's the larger the size, the more attractive it is. So the moon is not larger than Venus, so it's not gonna be greater. Yes.
The
So
sun's
it's not
gravity caused stability and cohesion of the solar system. So this one can be correct, yeah, because the sun is the largest body in our solar system.
Yeah.
Jupiter's galaxy is larger than Saturn's. Well, Jupiter is larger than every other planet, so this is wrong.
Yes, excellent.
Because of gravity, scientists couldn't reach Mars. Well, I think with RD, we're able to reach Mars, so it's wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And the challenges weren't in the way in the gravity, actually. It was in the specific atmospheres of the Mars, right?
Yeah. So
yeah.
B is the correct answer.
B is the correct answer. Exactly. Mumtaz. So because of the sun's gravity, we know that the sun is way, way larger than Earth. So its gravity is what pulls the Earth and the other planets of the solar system and make it turn rotates around the Earth, the sun. Okay. And bonus fact, actually, it's the larger the size of the celestial body, the more attractive it is, or the more gravity it has. This does not only apply to the celestial bodies; it applies to all objects, like every single object, even us as human. So what I mean is, every object has its effect of gravity when it's near another object. So if I have this circle and I have this circle, this one, like 1 and 2, 1 is pulling 2 to its way, and 2 is pulling went to its way in the same power. Okay, so this is actually a fact that Newton has found. I don't know if you saw it in science yet or not. But yeah, this applies to all objects. The larger it is, the heavier it is, the more force it's gonna exert. So that's more gravity. Okay, do you understand this point? Because I think it can be important.
Miss, I don't understand.
Yeah, so here, let me make it simpler for you. So we know that Earth has its gravity, صح? And it's what's pulling us downward, right?
Right, but what's the celestial body?
A celestial body is means everybody in space,
Oh,
any object in space. It's called celestial body. Yeah, so here they were talking about specifically about celestial bodies, but I'm saying that all objects this can be applied on all objects. The larger its size, the more attractive it is going to be. Okay. Okay. So let's see question 15. Yalla, who can read question 15? Yalla, Amira.
Why is it not advisable to put green plants inside bedrooms at night? I think it's A. The plant at night produces a lack of oxygen because it produces carbon dioxide in the night. So I think it's A.
Okay, let's see the other answers also. Let's see.
Breathing plants and increasing the rate of air oxygen consumption, overheating of the room, and all of the above.
Okay, so do you think there is another one that might apply also to the same fact?
No.
Okay, so here, A, I understand your point, and it's right that plants produce CO2, but it does not produce a lack of oxygen. Like a lack of oxygen is not something you produce, it's something you consume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But here you're saying C, breathing plants and the plants increasing the rate of air oxygen consumption. So consumption is the right word to use here.
Okay.
Yeah. So C is going to be more correct. Like I understand that A is having the correct principle that it's gonna be there is gonna be lack of oxygen, but the wording C is better. Okay, so it's clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Yalla, question 16. Yalla, Fatima.
The human body pressure on Earth is the least possible one. D. Lie on the back.
Yes, exactly. So here, have you seen like the ones that sleep on a bed of nails on them and they don't get hurt?
Huh?
Like, let me show you a picture. Like a bed full of nails, like this. Have you seen it before?
No.
Okay, so this is like an experiment that they did, and trying to found like the how pressure is affected by the area. So here, it's saying the human body pressure on Earth is least when the person lies on back. So in the rule, yeah.
Is it because the mass kind of separates all over the body instead of only your legs?
Exactly. So as you said, the weight of the body is going to be distributed along this big area. So the pressure is going to be less on each point because it's not concentrated. Like, you know, when you of course, when you put your foot on these nails, the force or the weight is not well distributed, so the force would injure you. But here, because this man is sleeping on it, it's lying on its back, so his weight is distributed amongst the nails. Okay, so this thing applies also on when someone is like lying on their back on earth. So as I said, like every single object has a force affecting the other object. So even since the earth is affected, has a force affecting us by gravity, we also affect it, okay, by equal amount. That's the principle. So they're asking about the least pressure that our body is exerting on the earth, since we are also applying some force on the earth. Okay, so is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, question 17. Yes, Abdullah.
Okay, so you can see that there's one ball that's just still in four ball or hanging, going in the direction of the ball staying still. Okay, so
Yes.
every time a ball hits a ball that it's gonna the ball that gets hit, it's gonna move, and the ball that hit the other ball is gonna be still.
Yeah. So what do you
after
think
all
is
of this that happened, there's gonna be four balls that move and one ball that just remains.
exactly Mumtaz? So the answer will be
See.
C. Excellent. So this is also another principle of Newton's. So it's about like the distribution of energy amongst the balls. So have you seen this before in videos or?
No, but it's mainly just common knowledge, I think.
Yeah. So as you said, it's common sense. Let me show you like really short video of how it's gonna be. You can see that the balls that we're moving. Can you see? Okay, so you can see that the balls that were moving before stopped, and all of its energy went to the other balls that were staying still. So you can do that in any number. If you move one from one side, the other one from the other side, it's gonna move. If you move 4, the other 4 is gonna move like this. So here we moved 4. So when they hit this one, the energy would move those 4 ones, and this one would stay still. Okay, so that's called actually cradle. Cradle pedunculum, I guess. Like this. So it's Newton's cradle calls like this.
Yes, I think it's pendulum.
Pendulum, yes, pendulum. Okay, so you can see more videos about it to understand the science behind it. Okay, excellent. Yalla, let's see question 18. Which one has the least attraction to the magnet? يلا غير Fatima, the question is easy. Anyone wants to try? Ammar, do you want to try and answer the question?
In which of the following figures the attraction of the iron filings is less to the magnet? I think it's gonna be the least one would be the
Yeah.
The wood, because it's very thick.
Yeah. So the wood would be the right one. Excellent. Okay. So here, why is it the wood? Because in the wood, it's like the magnetic field is not going through the wood. Magnetic field can go يعني it's a good عازل. I forgot how to say it in English. But it stops the magnetic field, unlike the glass, aluminum, and nickel. Okay, so all of them, it's gonna be يعني attracting the iron filling. Excellent, ممتاز. Yes.
It's naturally related.
Yeah.
Miss, why is the water يعني ينقل الشحنات بسرعة؟
So there are two types of like objects. The ones that are, sorry, what are they called? Conductive and non-conductive. Yeah. So there are items that are conductive, means that they can conduct electricity and conduct charges. So charges can be through the magnetic field and the electric field. And there are non-conductives like wood, like rubber, like wool. These are non-conductive. They do not transfer the charges. So why it's about like the particles of the object or the particles of the matter. Can it move the charges on the way or not? So the water can.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, question 19. Question 19, here we have a straight gear and a circular gear. So anyone wants to read the question first? Haidar, do you want to read the question?
Sure. If the parameter of circular gear equals half the length of the straight gear, and if the circular spins 3 rounds, then what happens to the straight gear?
So here we said that the perimeter of the circular gear equals to half the length of the straight gear. Like if this is the perimeter of the circular gear, it's going to equal only half of the straight gear. And this one rotated 3 times. So what do you think would happen to the straight gear, Haidar? Do you have any idea?
I would guess it falls because
Yeah.
it's only halfway and it spins 3 times. That means it moves 1.5 times.
Exactly, ممتاز. So C would be the answer, as you said. If it's going 3 cycles, means that it's going to have like 1.5 length of the straight gear, means that of course it's gonna fall. Excellent. Okay, question 20. Question 20, we have here HCl, which is an acid, and iron. So I wanted to add iron into the HCl, and I want to see which one would be would make the balloon filled faster. What do you think?
Miss, as iron filling, they mean the dust ولا?
Yeah, the one that's powdered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes, Abdullah.
Would it be iron fused because the richer inside it is, the more it's gonna take it up, or fill it up higher?
Yeah. So do we want the iron to be boiled or melting faster or slower so that the balloon gets
I want
filled?
it to be filled faster. Wouldn't I want it to melt quickly?
Yeah. So which one would melt
Oh,
quickly?
so would it be fillings because it wants to?
Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be filling. ممتاز. So they're saying here that the reaction between the iron and the HCl or hydrochloric acid is going to result into this balloon, result in a gas that would fill this balloon. So we want the reaction to be faster. So we know if it's powdered, it's going to be easier to be melted than pieces, plates, or cubes. Okay, so the other parts, it's going to take much more time to melt this item, right? So that's why here we chose iron filling, because it's the easiest one or the fastest one to melt. So is that clear? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yalla. Now for the last question, I guess. Yes, last question in science. Is there anyone who wants to read it? Yes, Fatima.
In the following figures, there are 4 containers filled with water, and pieces of iron were put in them. These pieces are different in their temperatures. Which container was hotter when the iron piece was put? I think A.
Yes, exactly. It's going to be A. And why do you think it's A?
Because the container is smaller,
Mm-hmm.
so it's gonna get hot pretty quickly.
Exactly, Mumtaz. So as you said here, it's going to be A. First, it's because of the size of the bowl or the size of the container. The smaller it is, the smaller the quantity, the faster the temperature is going to change. So we know that there is the conductive method to to move the heat. You know, when something hot touches something cold, the heat would go from the hot object to the cold object. So the heat from the cube would go to the water. So the less the amount of water, the faster it's going to heat. And because of obviously the temperature is higher over C, which is 60. Excellent. Okay. With that, we're done with the science.